Oh, good morning. It's Saturday morning. We don't normally do Saturdays, uh, and we're on holiday until Monday, so we don't normally make much comment during holidays. I jokingly put onto a blog that I had oysters and champagne at midnight, and therefore I had nightmares. Well, I had nightmares, unfortunately, not triggered by oysters and champagne. What triggered them, I have no idea, but I suspect that I was seeing the news this morning about the new ideas for curbing the internet. Yes, the abuses are enormous. Something has to be done. But this piece of legislation would mean in extremis, unless we go through it bit by bit and look at it very, very carefully, that what I'm about to say could not be said on the internet or could not be said anywhere. I am terrified, having worked in many, many East European countries, both when they were under the communist spell and when they were striving to find what we broadly called democracy. It is not a happy situation, believe me. And yet we are allowing our present leaders, our present leadership, for whom I have little respect, to form legislation that slowly is giving them the ability to control us, as if we're not controlled enough already. I've just been watching the headlines of the new legislation. Yes, of course we must fight hate. Of course we must fight extremism. But you've got to define those things very, very carefully before you don't use that legislation to stop people from expressing legitimate points of view, no matter how controversial those points of view may be. I rant and rave 5 days a week, now 5.5 days a week, as I've done it this morning. Probably by the time that I've finished, if England lose this afternoon, I'll do it tomorrow morning because I'll be so disgruntled. But nonetheless, we need to look at this legislation carefully. We've been fat and sassy. We put up with lockdown expecting to be a better life. And there is some considerable doubt now about that. We're lemmings. We have been fat. And what they're calling Black Friday now, with the cost of living rising, energy prices rising, the whole of our life as we know it, financially shaking at the roots, whether you are wealthy or whether you're poor, now is not the time to have freedoms curbed. Let us not be lemmings. Let's not just follow the leader and jump over the cliff. Wherever else, let us look at this piece of legislation and let's make sure that we don't permit our leaders to put even more of a bit between our teeth so that they can steer us in the direction they want us to go and not the direction which we, as their electorate, and they, as our servants, are trying to drive us. Oh dear. No wonder I had nightmares. If I can, I'm going to find an oyster and I'm going to have a little glass of champagne today just to calm me down. Nightmares, nightmares, nightmares. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.